gentlemen, you are in the midst of a constitutional crisis. Nobody else will tell you this. The media sure as hell won't report it in any effective or serious way. No. You are in the middle of a constitutional crisis. We have a president of the United States, who is petulant, who is peculiar, who is power hungry. A president of the United States who operates with a small band of advisors, a gaggle of advisors, radical every bit as much as he is. We have a Democrat Party that no longer believes in the constitutional system. This president and his party have all but destroyed the United States Congress. They've destroyed the House's power of the purse. They've destroyed the ultimate power of the House, that is to impeach. They've destroyed the United States Senate with the appointment clause and much, much more, like the power to ratify treaties. That's right. The President of the United States doesn't need Congress anymore. And Congress has all but surrendered to this president. They've been conquered by this president. The President of the United States is about to give legal status to millions and millions of foreigners in this country against the will of the American people. With the great push by his own party, the President of the United States would deny due process to a police officer in Ferguson, Missouri, guilty or not guilty. Due process. The President of the United States would deny religious rights, the right to liberty under the First Amendment, an unalienable right to religious people all over this country and religious institutions all over this country in order to ram down his Stalinist-like health care bill down all of our throats. Yes, the President of the United States doesn't believe in free market capitalism and private property rights, as the framers insisted on. The President doesn't believe in state sovereignty under the 10th Amendment. He believes the states have no sovereignty under the 10th Amendment. Yes, we are in a post-constitutional crisis. You wouldn't know it if you're watching television. You wouldn't know it, for the most part, if you're listening to radio. No, life goes on in Ameritopia. But it's very louder, but it's very, very serious. President of the United States, his favorite newspaper, the New York Slimes. Well, maybe that's not his favorite news outlet. Maybe it's Pravda. But that's a whole other story. Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2 of your United States Constitution. And I quote, "The President shall have power by and with the advice and consent of the Senate to make treaties, provided 2/3 of the senators present concur." Well, the President, being a slip-and-fall lawyer, with the advice of another slip-and-fall lawyer, the Attorney General, has decided, I'll just change that word treaty, and I'll call it an accord. A what? An accord. Yes, I'm not going to go to the United States Senate for anything. Screw the Senate. And, of course, Harry Reid, Mr. Dementia, he won't raise his squeaky from voice either in order to oppose anything. Because he, the Democrat Party, and this president are systematically deconstructing our Constitution and our society to advance their radical, centralized power agenda. Oh, why the music? The music to draw attention, as much attention as I possibly can. Oh, you want to hear something else? You want to hear? Yes, I do. Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton. Oh, he's so passé. Federalist 75. The qualities elsewhere detailed as indispensable in the management of foreign relations point out the executive as the most fit in those transactions, while the vast importance of the trust and operation of treaties as laws pleads strongly for the participation of the whole or a portion of the legislative body in the office of making them. Ladies and gentlemen, I went back to Madison's notes from the Constitutional Convention this morning. Your Madison's notes and I read them very carefully when it comes to the power-making treaties. One of the delegates, Governor Morris, at that Constitutional Convention, September 8, 1787, he said the treaty powers are essential rights of the Union. They insisted that the Senate have a role because the senators back then represented the state legislatures, and the states had to have a say if the federal sovereignty or national sovereignty was going to be changed. Well, the 17th Amendment killed that, but still, the Senate must have a say in ratification. This is not even up to debate. And they insisted on a supermajority. 2/3 of the senators present. And you know what else is interesting? When they first started talking about treaty processes, they didn't even talk about this president. They hadn't even created the office yet. And on September 8th, 1787, as they were debating it, it became clear that with a chief executive, he needed to have a very important role. But that important role needed to be checked and balanced by the important, essential role of the United States Senate. The President of the United States seeks to bypass the United States Senate, and he will. And not a damn thing will be done about it. Oh, they'll go to court. They'll hire their lawyers. They'll ask judges, please, Supreme Court, help us. And 4 of the phony justices on the Supreme Court will help Obama, because they no more care about the Constitution than he does, as far as I'm concerned. The Appointments Clause was under attack. The Commerce Clause is under attack. The First Amendment under attack. The Second Amendment under attack. The 4th, the 5th, the 9th, the 10th, the 14th. And now, the Treaty Clause. This is newsworthy. It's newsworthy when you have a President of the United States who is conducting himself as a despot. And that's what he's doing. And it is amazing to me that these so-called civil libertarians out there say not one damn thing. It is amazing to me that the phony fraud liberals out there say not one damn thing. It is amazing to me that the phony fraud journalists out there are standing there picking their noses while the President of the United States is picking our Constitution to pieces. That's the news of the day. That's the news of the year. That's the news of the century. NBC, you suck. So I'm using your music to show you how you do news. Get a load of this, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get back to the other topic in a moment. Border chaos. Washington Examiner, 375,000 pending immigration cases. Obama lawyers are AWOL. Now, how Obama and his sycophants say, we want to set up a process, a legal process, Duper. You don't want to send these kids just home. We'll put them through the court system or administrative judges. We'll push them through. System doesn't even exist in any serious way, ladies and gentlemen. Another fraud, another lie by our imperial president. 2 top federal judges said the nation's immigration courts are in chaos, with a backlog of cases at a historic high of 375,000 for just 227 judges. This system is set up to fail. That's what it is. System is set up to fail. All right, back to this. All right, it's distracting me. Thank you.